everybody.
Yeah.
So is this our last hangout? Is this
Yeah.
Really?
It's August 1st is when Hangouts on Air goes away.
Oh boy.
So
oh boy.
yeah. Might be our last live stream, I guess.
Oh man.
Well, let's hopefully we'll find a solution.
I think we can find a solution. Yeah. I think we can. Pretty sure. Don't really know, but we're going to try some things. Right? Aren't we?
That's all where all the best experiences start. We're going to try some things.
We're going to try some things, see what works. Be good. Hello and welcome to episode 664 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, July 30th, 2019. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hola.
How's it going?
With an H. Good. Yeah. It's going good. How's it going in your big empty apartment?
It's going fantabulous.
I gotta say, it sounds empty.
It sounds empty. It is getting. I actually have a chair.
Oh my!
I'm sitting on, and a desk that I put the laptop on instead of the air mattress box.
Have you talked to your wife about the fact? Like, I gotta know.
Yeah.
How did she take the news that the audio foam is going to be covering every inch of your walls?
she's down with that. Yeah, sure.
She's down.
Actually,
wow.
We're going to be sharing an office.
Really? So she'll be sitting there. She'll be sitting there trying to work while you're doing this foolishness.
That's right.
Oof, yeah. That's not going to be good.
And editing the podcast and playing Sea of Thieves and all that good stuff. So ready for that.
Spaces are being invaded.
That's right. And also from the great state of Washington.
Difference is she makes money.
That's true. Mr. Phil. Wow.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Yeah, a little hot in here. I think I've been burned.
Oh.
Whew.
Oh man.
Woo.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh. Greg.
Mr. Phil Theobald, you're here as well from the great state of Washington.
Greg,
Hi,
you
Phil.
need to be careful. I'm in the blast radius of those.
Oh, sorry.
Dropping. Oh my goodness. That was well and good when he was on the other side of the country, but proximity.
Now,
I can feel my windows rattling.
You can see summer's almost over because I've broken out the Christmas mugs.
Oh, wow! Or you just really need to do your dishes.
I was gonna say, really, it's just the dishwasher's not done yet.
Hot cup of cocoa.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish.
In these,
that's some orange pico tea, my friend.
Oh yeah,
orange pico tea.
Pico, like the Sega little console thing.
Yeah, the children's console.
The ICO. Yeah.
This is how big of a fan of Sega. If anyone ever doubts
Sega,
Greg's devotion to Sega. Yeah,
I do have to get a hold of somebody at Sega for that marketing genius, though. Orange pico tea.
Orange pico tea.
That's pretty good. Hey, we got some big news here. Big news.
And
What's
big
that?
nudes. Big news.
Only for $5 patrons.
You're dropping the truth bombs and the tooth bombs on your Seattle co-host, but pretty soon you're going to be joining us here in Seattle for.
Greg is moving to Seattle. Everybody
for 4 days.
Oh, is that it?
For 4 days.
That's as long as Canadians are allowed in your country right now.
Greg?
Right.
And I'm not bringing my kids.
Greg?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, Greg. And I'm whispering so CJ can't hear.
So, yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, you get out here.
CJ's getting closer to the screen.
That's okay. Screens don't have speakers in them.
Okay,
he can't hear. All he can do.
I can't hear. I'm hearing.
He's trying to read the lips. I'll move behind my microphone so he can't see. Okay, so when he gets out here, we're going to hog tie him. We're going to jump him. We're going to hog tie him. We're going to put some duct tape over that big flapping mouth of his. We're going to load him on the plane with a little note pinned to his shirt that says, "For Canada, P.S. My name is Greg. And you get to stay here." And he goes back to the Great White North.
Hey, that trick only worked once before.
Oh, hey, CJ, you're back.
Hey.
Fool me 4 times.
I thought
me.
That's right.
I thought you stepped away for a delicious mug of pico tea.
Yes. No, what?
Hey, what?
Hang on, I'm gonna take a sip.
Pet
Oh.
PAX.
Yeah,
Look at that.
PAX.
Dude loves
PAX
his peak
West.
OT.
You know,
It's my
going
British
on
background.
in Seattle here, August 30th through September 2nd.
Right,
That's
right,
pretty.
right.
That's pretty soon.
That's pretty soon. Yeah, that's coming up real quick.
Yeah.
But, we got some badges, so we're set to go.
Are they press badges or are they badges for PAX, or are they just like fake, like little police badges that you can go buy? And, like, the
Oh,
dollars?
they're real PAX badges.
You show up and
We've
just say,
got
"I've got a
real-
badge."
We've got the real deal here.
We're going to storm the place like we're cops.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're investigating a crime. And our main
Against taste.
suspect is a nerd. Let us in. And the security officers will say, well,
So-
you've come to the right place.
You have-
So,
yeah.
hey, in all seriousness, if you're a listener and you're going to
Mhm.
be in the area, let us know. If you're going to be at the show, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
nice
figure something
to,
out. We'll figure out like a meet and greet
Yeah.
sort of thing. Figure out what we want to do.
We're not doing a panel or anything because,
No panel.
PAX just, they don't have the capacity to hold.
All
Us.
of the Player One listeners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And us.
Yes.
It's true.
Speaking of tooth bombs,
Mhm.
Tooth bombs, yes.
so my son was playing baseball the other day.
Yeah.
He's 10 years old. So he's still losing baby teeth.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Connor Clark, I agree. Rain makes F1 better. He's still losing baby teeth. So anyway, he was playing baseball the other day and he got hit with a ball. It wasn't hard, but it did just sort of grounder, bounced up and got him in the face.
Ooh.
Loosened a tooth,
Uh-huh.
which was not previously loose.
Right.
So he came home and he goes into the bathroom for like a minute and then he comes out, blood on his fingers,
Uh-huh.
and he had pulled it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so Tooth Fairy's coming tonight, I guess. But I had a bit of a quandary after
Mhm.
that because, so, he still believes in the Tooth Fairy.
Mhm.
I haven't told him otherwise. He doesn't listen to this show, so it doesn't matter.
He's right behind you.
Oh my God. So, I grabbed he put the tooth under his pillow and I grabbed that and I slipped, it was a couple bucks underneath because I'm
Mhm.
cheap.
Sure.
Mhm.
And anyway, that was that. The next morning, this was a week ago. The next morning, he gets up and says, "My tooth's gone, but the Tooth Fairy didn't leave anything."
Yeah.
Like, what? It's like, yeah, the Tooth Fairy didn't leave any money. She took the tooth, but she didn't leave any money.
Mhm.
So now I'm in a position where it's like, well, she did, but how would I know? And we spent all week with me reassuring him that she did leave money without being able to say, "I left $2 under your pillow, bro." Like,
But you didn't help him look?
Did you go look?
Yeah, I did. We looked a lot. We looked all over the place. Couldn't find. He found it today.
Where was it?
It had just fallen on. He has a loft bed. It had fallen on the floor somewhere, and it just bounced him behind a bunch of stuff.
And you and your infinite adult wisdom didn't think to look on the floor.
No, we
for
looked
this
on the
money.
floor.
Okay.
Listen, okay,
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have this problem with your son right now.
Well, gravity
as-
only goes the one direction in my
I
house.
know.
And that's
As they
towards
get older,
the center of the earth.
you will get to the point. You will
Uh-huh.
get to the point
Mhm.
where you stop wanting to be the person who has to go find everything.
Mhm.
So, like, because
Right,
you will get to a point where you'll be pointing directly at something
Right.
Yeah.
that they're looking for.
Mhm.
It's right there.
Right.
I don't see it. I can't see it. No, it's I'm literally pointing at it. Where?
Right,
I don't
right.
see it. And when that happens enough,
Mhm.
I looked. I didn't look hard.
Clearly.
I went in and glanced around and said, "Take a look for." I looked under the covers. I looked in the pillowcase. I looked around there.
Mhm.
I looked at his floor, which, by the way, was covered with shit. Not actual
Well,
shit.
see, that
but
sounds
just
like-
stuff.
Sounds
the
like
kind of house I
Canada's
run.
got a defecation problem.
That's not the kind of house I run. And it's like, at that point, it's like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not looking any further. I glanced down. It's not there. I am not cleaning up your room for you. That is your job.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so he cleaned it up today and he found his money. But it was a weird situation because it's like, I'm sitting there. It's like, I know there's money somewhere.
The Tooth Fairy left you $2. Glance.
Yeah. The Tooth Fairy's boss is not White Tiger.
There you go.
So anyway, it was just a weird. And no, he did not yank out an adult tooth. It was just a weird situation. It was one of those. It's like, well, I mean, either the Tooth Fairy's a bastard and took your tooth and didn't pay up,
Mhm.
or I know something about the Tooth Fairy, and
Yeah.
that she totally left money.
My daughter has a loose tooth right now, and she enjoys showing that to everybody.
Oh yeah, it's not her first loose tooth, is it?
Oh no.
Mm.
She's lost at least 4 or 5 now, I think. But yeah, she keeps wiggling it, and it's gross. I'll just say it's gross.
What's gross about it?
I don't want to see it.
a
Look at this!
tooth.
Look at this! It's our tooth. Yeah,
It's a tooth. We all have them.
She was an infant. You've cleaned poop.
Yeah.
I have.
How is
you're
a
right,
wiggly
but
tooth
For
gross?
some reason, the wiggly tooth freaks me out more than.
That's funny.
Weird.
I know, right?
That's
It does.
weird.
I mean, I assume
Yeah.
you've cleaned poop. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're the kind of father that doesn't do that stuff.
No, I
Oh.
have. Don't accuse me of being neglectful.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I
Just
just
when it
did.
comes to
But
looking at wiggly teeth. Really. Anyway,
Yeah.
speaking of wiggly things.
I can't wait to see where this goes.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, Phil. Sit down.
I thought it was my time to shine.
You guys hear about this Joy-Con drift thing?
Is
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
It's
So-
That's the new racing game, isn't it?
that's the
You're right,
sixth-
exactly.
sixth Fast and the Furious movie.
Actually, somebody should title a
I would
game
watch that.
Joy-Con Drift.
Yeah.
If you're searching Nintendo.com for a game called Joy-Con Drift, you'll look. The search results come up with something. They admitted it. No, it's a game called Joy-Con Drift. Anyway,
That was terrible.
that was terrible. I think
This
I'll
is
cut
why
that
you're
out.
not the. This is why you're not the official voice of the
Right,
gaming,
right.
the anime prospector.
That's right. Yes.
Only on the scripted
So-
ones.
Yeah.
It came back up again because there was a class
I hear that
action
if you just leave the
lawsuit
stick alone, it comes back up again all by itself.
in the works. I have not experienced Joy-Con Drift personally,
Mhm.
but it did come up again because of the lawsuit, and our good friend Patrick Klepek unearthed an internal memo
Mhm.
from Nintendo that basically says that their support line folks will fix the Joy-Con drift issue for free, even if you're out of warranty.
Why was that revealed through discovery of an internal memo? Like, wouldn't that be something you would discuss publicly?
I would have thought, but they did make a public statement and just said, anyone having troubles should visit support.nintendo.com, and then this memo got leaked to Patrick. So,
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense for them to fix it. It's clearly a technical issue, and
Sure.
it's very much. It's not as bad as the Red Ring of Death, obviously, but
no, I have
they're
not
in-
experienced Joy-Con drift.
No,
in
no.
my-
What I'm saying is, overall, the problem isn't as big a deal as your system not working.
Right. Right.
But it's still kind of the same situation from a PR perspective, where it's just like, all right, you know what? It's a thing. We're not going to say it's not a thing.
Yep.
And we'll handle it. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah. Which it seems like they're doing, and they're going to apparently refund folks who paid to have their Joy-Cons repaired.
That's
For the
good.
issue.
I'm glad to
So-
hear that.
That's good. Another Nintendo news: Mario Maker 2. When it
Never heard
launched,
of it.
there was an upload limit of 32 courses, and then it cut you off. You had to delete some before you could upload more. They've increased the limit to 64,
Mm.
and even said
Nintendo 64 Mini confirmed.
they even said that they are going to raise it once more in the future
To GameCube.
as well. So 128. Could it be? No.
Remember when we were calling that stuff 128-bit console?
Yes.
That was the best.
Seems so quaint now.
Mario
really.
128 coming soon.
But yeah, they
Oh, yeah, I remember
announced
that.
it
Yep.
on Twitter and also through a notification in the game. So that's pretty cool. I would have never even hit the 32 limit, quite honestly. 'Cause
Me neither.
I don't design that many courses. Mario Maker. But anyway, that's pretty cool. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I know.
Oh no, what
Greg,
happened?
You were just itching for news on the Sonic movie. But I'm sorry, Greg, you will have to wait a little bit longer for the release, perhaps anyway, because the one of their assets on Twitter changed the date
Man,
to
you shouldn't call the guy an asshat. That's pretty mean.
Oh,
changed the release date to March 2020. So originally it was delayed until Valentine's Day 2020, and now it looks like it's being delayed a little bit further.
I can't believe that rates as news, but okay.
Sure. Yeah. Slow news. It's a very slow news weekly, I tell you, because we're on the last news story right now. And that is, of course, Bethesda releasing the classic Doom titles on PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch for the 25th anniversary of the game.
Bethesda.net.
You get Doom 1, 2, and 3 on all those consoles, including iOS and Android, actually.
the beloved classics Doom and Doom 2. Oh, and Doom 3 is there too.
Oh, Doom 3 also.
I liked Doom 3.
I never played it.
It wasn't, I mean, you know, it was no Doom or Doom 2. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a bad game.
No.
It was fun.
I only played a little bit of it.
I played through it.
They sort of, because I kind of switched it up. It was more of like a horror style game, right?
It was very much a horror game.
Yeah, not a let's just go into a big room full of monsters and shoot them.
Right, and I remember the big thing that was so noticeable about it too. I thought it looked really good personally, but I played it on Xbox or something like that, so I don't know if that looked good from PC standards. But they didn't try to hide the fact that they were using monster closets at all in that game. Like doors would open, a monster would appear, and then you'd shoot a bunch, and then the same doors would open, and more monsters would pile in, and yeah. But that's
another really good game name. Monster Closet.
Monster Closet.
Somebody make the game Corridor Shooter and then also Monster Closet would be great. You can get those made. Thank you.
But yeah, so I mean that was cool because they were shadow dropped, right? Nobody knew they were coming.
Shadow dropped, yeah. On the opening day of QuakeCon.
Well, there you go.
Good time to do it.
Where they also showed off more footage of Doom Eternal. But of course, the story didn't just end with the release.
Too bad that that's not the end of the story because that's a pretty happy story.
It's a pretty happy story. Yeah, I mean, Doom 1 and 2 are $4.99, and Doom 3 was $9.99. So,
are you saying Bethesda messed something up?
Yes, according to the internet, anyway. So, in the game, when you load up any of the titles on Switch, anyway, I think the other platforms too, but most people focused on the Switch versions. It asks you to log into a Bethesda.net account. And allegedly, and Bethesda has said they're going to remove that requirement. They meant it to be an optional thing for their like Slayers Club.
Yeah,
get credit for,
sure.
Get credit for playing those. But they're going to remove it. But if you bought multiple titles, like I bought Doom 1 and 2 and logged in with my Bethesda.net account on Doom 1, it already showed me, it logged me right into Doom 2. So didn't have to do it again.
Well, I mean, you did.
So
it just
congratulations on your Slayer Club membership.
Exactly, yeah. I'm getting credit for it, whatever that means.
well, you're getting credit for it, which means, of course, Bethesda can sell your information to whoever they want.
I mean, it's the internet, sure. Whatever.
I have to say though, this has been one of those great internet moments where, oh my God, the memes have been
fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, there's like just looking at like the Polygon article, I was like, there's Super Mario, there's
Kirby.
There's Symphony of the Night, there's Sonic. What a horrible night to need a Bethesda login.
Yep.
Your Mario Bethesda account is required to play this title. Please connect to the internet to continue. Signed, Peach. It just goes on and on.
Great.
And it's fantastic.
Really it is one of those internet moments that we will forget a year from now. But
but I've enjoyed every second of it.
I have too.
I don't understand. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I find we didn't mean for it. We didn't realize that. Excuse, because it's like I mean it happens the first time you turn the game on.
Yeah,
and
I guess they didn't realize that it was required. They thought you could cancel out of it.
But I mean, like the first,
whatever.
The first, Don't
But
give
the
me
screen,
that.
but the screen says that you have. The screen doesn't say anything about Slayer
If you
Club.
would, if
It
you
doesn't.
would,
You're right.
if
You're
you
right.
would take the first thing I did when that little hey put in your account information pops up, the first thing I did was hit the little cancel button or whatever they give you.
The screen
No
literally
thank you.
says a Bethesda.net account is required to play this title. That's not a
Yeah.
mistake.
I guess you're right.
And if you try to cancel out, it just says, okay, you're not playing the game then.
Yeah.
So I mean, by their logic, did no one bother to turn the game
guess-
on at
I guess
Bethesda?
not.
Yeah.
I guess
You
not.
need to invest in
So-
some QA people.
Yeah.
they're
No, I
still
mean,
working on Fallout 76. Come on.
It's a misstep. It's a big
Yeah.
misstep, I
Big
think.
misstep.
Not necessarily because it has by itself has a huge impact, but the fact that the internet's been talking about nothing but this for a week now.
Exactly. Yeah.
It looks bad. And then to backpedal like that. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, it was only on Friday, so it's really only the weekend they've been talking
Yeah,
about
whatever. It feels like a week. There's the
It
problem.
does feel like a week.
like a week.
It really does.
So, but you know, and on a Switch game like that doesn't sit well with me anyway. It's a portable console,
Right.
Yeah.
that you can't put on like a cell network.
Right.
So
Right.
I know when I travel with it, I don't have access to Wi-Fi all the time.
Although I believe,
It's only the one time. That's it.
yeah, I believe it's that first time you have to put it in, and then it
Yeah.
goes online and registers you or whatever, and then
Yeah.
from there on out, you can
It doesn't
play it
do it.
offline all you want.
And it's amazing to me that it's a DRM on freaking Doom.
It's
mean,
not,
really?
well, yeah. It's
Are we
not
worried
DRM
about-
though. If it's just the one wall at the beginning.
Well, yeah, but that's still DRM.
That's a DRM.
guess so.
You're still registering it. Yeah, that's quite literally what DRM is.
But you can play it forever after you do it the one time.
But it's still DRM.
It's still
Okay,
a DRM.
But what I'm saying is, it's Doom. Are we really worried about people pirating Doom?
In Bethesda's
No.
defense, back when Doom first came out, all those many years ago,
It was pirated a lot.
I totally pirated it.
Oh
So,
God, yeah. That's what I'm
maybe-
saying is everyone already has. Is what I'm
I
getting.
mean,
at.
don't think I wasn't on a
this
BBS
was-
downloading the complete version of Doom back in the day.
If this was on the new Wolfenstein, it might still be a story, but
Right.
it wouldn't be
Don't
the
copy that
biggest
floppy.
story.
Right,
Because
right.
it's Doom. Anyway,
Right.
Don't copy that floppy.
don't copy that flop.
If it makes you feel any better, I've bought Doom several times.
Oh God, yeah.
since I pirated that
Me
first version. So,
Me too.
Who hasn't?
Ah!
uh-oh.
Jeez, careful.
Not
Oh
gonna
my
happen.
gosh.
I almost got one of those trademark Mike Phillips crotch shots there, and the,
I know,
and the
right?
iPad falls.
DJ sitting in
No.
an empty room managed to knock over the one thing in it.
Yeah, there's
I
literally
know,
one
right?
thing in that apartment.
There's literally one thing here, and I knocked it over.
CJ's in a white
Go get that.
void, and there's one priceless vase on a pedestal.
I feel very confident that I would knock that over. Yes. I think we should get into what we've been playing. And
Oh, good.
Greg, since you missed out last week, your
Yeah,
power went out, and you were not able to join us. We're going to have you go first this week.
I don't remember what I was playing.
It's on the outline.
Oh, okay, good.
It's right there.
I want to say
Oh boy.
I played more Bloodstained.
Okay.
I got a lot of flack for saying I didn't like Bloodstained very much.
You did. I saw that on Twitter. John Riccardi called you out.
That's 'cause Bloodstained
Yeah, but I
is,
mean, I got flack from people I care about too.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. John's awesome. John is a great person. He's super. Yeah.
Listen to that.
That
That is sincere.
is like a Bethesda
Sincerity.
backpedal right there. No, John is awesome though. John always helps me out with stuff whenever I need anything from Japan. John's like the guy I talk to, and he's like
Okay, now
he jumps to help.
Now it's sounding insincere.
No,
You're
it's true.
You're landing on.
No,
thick.
all the books and things like that I've wanted to purchase for Generation 16 and everything. John's the one who goes and buys them every time.
Oh, and here
That's
you
awesome.
are insulting him.
And he was the one who sent me the link for the Mega CD stand for my Mega Drive Mini
Well,
There you go.
there you
the
go.
day it went live. John's awesome, and yeah, he did call me out.
You did.
And other people did too. I stand by what I said though. I think that the Metal Gear boss is way too difficult for the beginning of that game. He brings he brings the game to a screeching halt. At least he did for me.
Yeah.
However, I went back and played it last week, and because I'm still playing it on my Twitch channel. And once you get past him,
Mhm.
now it's starting to feel good again. Now it's starting to feel like Symphony of the Night, where it's just like I can go anywhere. Some areas a little bit more difficult than others, but it feels like it's flowing again the way it should be. I'm not feeling like they have to go back all the time and craft things and do side missions and all that fun stuff. I could still do it if I want,
Mhm.
but I'm feeling like they're folding into the experience much better.
Hmm.
So that's good. I was happy that was the case, because I really, really, really wanted to like that game. I mean, that's probably my favorite genre. Igarashi's Castlevanias are some of my favorite games.
Mhm.
So I really, really wanted to like this. So I'm glad that, with that little blip out of the way, I hope there aren't a whole lot more. I still think that when there are conversations, especially with the Alchemist, they take way too effing long. But whatever. It's still a good game. So just saying that, yeah, I'm really starting to enjoy that again. So leave me alone.
All right, then.
Huh.
It's
Why do you
not
hate this game?
It's not like Chrono Cross.
So on a scale of 9.5 to 10, what would you give this game?
What? Hello?
Who?
You were both talking at the same time. I would give it a 9.5.
Oh,
You're gonna thieve it from a platinum.
Oh
That's
God!
what this is all about.
Oh
Good
God!
job.
It's all happening again.
Good job.
Yeah. So, speaking of Metroidvanias,
Come on,
yeah,
man.
I did it. There's another game that I think CJ talked about last week. I don't listen to the show, so I have no idea if you talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Eagle Island, I started playing last week as well, which is I think CJ described it last week. It's a Metroid style platformer, although I'm not 100% sure. It's also like a score challenge in each section
It is,
that you go to, right? But I don't think it's procedurally generated or anything like that. I think it's still. Is it really?
It is. Yes.
It's procedurally generated.
Each run is procedurally generated. Yes.
I did not. I'll tell you what. It's well done.
It's very well done. Yes.
Because I didn't even realize that was the case.
Yeah.
When I was
I'm
playing.
very impressed. Try getting the game over and starting again, and it'll be completely different.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it's sort of a mixture of a Metroid style game and a roguelike in a way.
Yep. Accurate.
Which is I think actually how they actually.
So it has various difficulty settings. You can go to like a casual mode and actually play a fixed seed, which you may have done that accidentally. I don't know.
You know what? I think I probably did.
Okay, and you can also play random. But I will agree, it is for a randomized procedurally generated platformer, it is very well designed. I did not feel at any point like it was just a random hodgepodge of stages sewn together.
Yeah. And I have to say, like, yeah, overall, I'm really, really liking it. It's just different enough, especially where you're using your owl as your weapon.
Yep.
And of course, then the owl is the one that gets all the powers, basically.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting that you sort of gain different powers for your main character, as far as like the way he can jump and things like that, through like medallions that you find, and they're not permanent.
No, you can get 4 of them and then switch them out.
But they also wear out.
And yes, they wear out and break.
Which would normally drive me nuts. Like, Breath of the Wild broken weapon nuts. But it doesn't, I think, because the base game is still fine even without them. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, it's a really cute little game, and it's on Switch, and I believe it's on Steam, and I don't think it's on anything else right now.
You're right.
I played it on Steam. I know you played it on Switch. I should call out here too that I actually got a free code for this game, which is why I like it so much. No, just kidding. But
I did not get a free code. I paid my $20.
No, you paid your $20, right? But no, I got a free code for it, so that's why I tried it out.
But Greg, I would say that I only tried it because I saw that you were playing it. So in essence, you are an influencer.
I am an influencer
that I made.
And the reason I got a free code is because this is actually published by, and I believe it's the first game Screenwave Media has ever published. And Screenwave Media is actually I'm a YouTube partner with them. My Generation 16 is a Screenwave channel, multi-channel network member. So all of the channel members got a free code if they wanted it. So
kind of like a web ring, right?
Yeah, just exactly like a web ring. But no, I highly recommend it. It's not expensive.
Mm-hmm. Well, not for you.
$20.
$20.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really loved what I played so far. So I'm definitely going to be jumping back in.
And it is one of those games that it might be easy to just like pass over on the eShop or something, because the title Eagle Island is rather generic.
Yeah, it doesn't really stand out.
And the art style, it's pixel art, and it sort of looks like every other. It doesn't really stand out from a pixel art point of view. I mean, I think it looks great in motion. I think looking at still screenshots, it doesn't look like it's going to be an amazing game, but it is.
Well, I and it's got, like, one of the things that I love about it, it's got massive bosses, which is great, and they're like very pattern based bosses, which is nice. And I do like sort of the different settings. Like, there's one set, the most recent one that I went through, it was basically on the seashore. And the way they handled it was, it's almost like you're in a cave system that sort of butts up against the shore. So you can hear the waves crashing. And when they do, like, through various holes in each wall, the water will pour through a little bit. It doesn't really affect anything. It just looks really nice. It's really colorful and varied. So anyway, I just wanted to call that out because, I played it. I haven't played it this week, but I did play it previously for the last show. And I'm really enjoying what I played so far.
How many scrolls does it have?
It has lots of scrolls.
So many scrolls.
I couldn't count them all. That's how many scrolls it has. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So #ad. Anyway, no, but it's, I can't talk about, not say that I got it for free. That wouldn't be right. Speaking of pixel-based throwback style indie games, I tried Blazing Chrome as well, because that was on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a Contra style run and gun shooter. Very much very much based on hardcore. There's some Contra 3 in there too, I think, but from what I played, it really feels like it's trying to be hardcore on the Genesis. And I really wanted to like it, but I don't. I find I don't like the I don't know what it is. If it's just the motion of it, there's something feels off about it, and I can't really put my finger on what it is.
Was it that you didn't get this one for free?
It could be. Well, but I did, because it's
on Game Pass.
It was on Game Pass.
Yeah,
it's on Game Pass. So see, being free isn't all it takes. Being free isn't all it takes to get a good review from me. It's 80%. No, and it's not a bad game, but it just it doesn't feel Contra enough. For me, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's great to have it on. And this is what I talked about. We were talking about this back when E3 was happening, where I'm super excited about the fact that so many of these games that I just kind of want to take a taste test are on Game Pass. Are going to be on Game Pass. Doesn't really help them out very much, I don't think. But hey, I probably would have bought this if I'd liked it enough, because I think it's fairly cheap.
Yeah.
And I would want to support it, obviously. Another sort of indie retro style game that I tried out that I absolutely adore is 1980X.
Oh, right.
Phil, you should play this.
Well, it's coming to Switch soon, I believe, right?
Oh, is it? Okay. I don't know. Now, what's out right now is apparently Chapter 1. It doesn't say that anywhere, but it's Chapter 1. It's not very long. It's like an hour and a half long.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, yeah. But I think it's like $5. Yeah. I think it's like $5.
I'm okay with that.
So the reason that I think I'd heard about this back when because it was a Kickstarter originally, I believe, or something. It was crowdfunded anyway, and I hadn't really heard much about it. But then Retro Gamer magazine, which I still have a subscription to because it's a superb magazine. I highly recommend it. And it's they every now and then. I think you and I talked about this before. They'll do they release it digitally every month too.
Yeah,
and every then they'll do sales where it's like buy every single issue for like $10.
Yes,
and you have the entire digital, which is what I did.
Which I totally did as well.
Alexa, stop. I don't know what I did to wake her up.
Kick it off.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's they call it a like an arcade coming of age story, and basically it's a narrative game.
Yeah.
But where you play is the main character is kind of framing his. It feels like a John Hughes movie. Framing his sort of coming of age story by the games he played.
Oh, kind of like Baby's Day Out.
Sure.
Okay.
I was thinking more Boss Baby, but anyway.
Boss Baby's not a
like Uncle Buck.
Like Curly Sue? Is that what we're talking about?
Anyway. So
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Reading the
that's a good movie.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
In the interview, they were talking about some of the games that they were emulating, but it's pretty obvious. Like, I mean, there's like a Final Fight game in there. There's one that's very clearly Outrun. There's a shooter that the designer said was sort of meant to emulate R-Type, but I don't see it. It feels it doesn't feel as unique as R-Type or Gradius or anything like that. And there's like a 3D, like a wireframe 3D RPG in there. It's pretty neat. It's well done. It's for $5 you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wish was there, and for $5 I'm not surprised that isn't there, is I would love to have full playable versions of all the games that you play in there. You don't. You just have the levels that you play.
Right.
So, yeah, but it's still.
Doesn't it have music from Yuzo Koshiro?
Yuzo Koshiro contributed music to it. Yes.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. Now he didn't do the entire soundtrack.
Right.
He did. I believe he contributed music to the soundtrack for the shooter. Strangely enough, you would think almost that it would be like the brawler.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the ragey part. Yeah. I'm looking at the website now for the game, which is http ://www198x
capital or lowercase?
In lowercase.
Okay.
198x THEGAME and then a period and then a COM, which is short for computer, because you're looking at this on your computer.
Right.
And on that particular World Wide Web, they mentioned the PS4 is July of 2019. So that one's probably out already, right? Maybe.
Well, I mean, they've got a week left, less than a week left.
Nintendo Switch, late summer 2019, and Xbox One, late 2019. So, but yeah.
Okay. Highly recommended.
Available now on Steam and GOG.com.
And like I say, it's short. It's like an hour and a half long. But
that's great.
It's cheap. So
good. Short and cheap. Sounds like me.
€17 on PS4. Yikes. That seems high. That seems like a lot for that. But anyway, and apparently it's chapter 1. Apparently there's more to come. Now they haven't said whether the version you can buy now is going to be updated. I doubt it.
Oh,
I'm guessing it'll be a sequel they'll sell, but it hasn't been said. So, moving on, another game that I'm still playing a ton of is F1 2019. But I wanted to call out real quick. First of all, the German Grand Prix was this morning, and it was a fantastic race. F1 2019, they added in the F2 feeder series, which I mentioned when I talked about the game before.
Right.
Because in story mode, you have to run a few scenarios, 4 scenarios or 3 or 4 scenarios before you sign your contract for an F1 team, and then you get into sort of the proper career mode.
Right.
But it also has the full F2 season in it. And I started running a career in that as well. And the more I play it, the more I really love it, because the cars feel completely different, which is nice. And I just wanted to bring it up just to say that, because they are completely different cars. They're much more they're equalized, as opposed to the F1 grid where the top teams are faster and everyone else is kind of fighting for the scraps.
Right.
But in F2, I love that you're saying right, Phil. Like you give a shit about any of this.
I understand exactly.
I appreciate it. Yes.
Yes.
The F2 cars though feel completely different, and I really like it a lot. So
how about the F3s?
They aren't in here.
DLC in the future, maybe?
No, I doubt it.
Too bad. It's too bad.
Lots of microtransactions in F1 2019 though.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
The
For it's all cosmetic though, so it doesn't matter.
gas pedal sold separately.
Yes.
Can you get one of those gas pedals that look like a foot, like a bare foot?
But if you did,
I prefer
all
mine
of the
to be chain
microtransactions,
link.
how much would the game be?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you get one of those like chain link steering wheels for your car?
They come with that.
That'd be sweet.
Okay.
That'd
Like
be
that.
sweet.
Those are factory.
The 8-ball gear shift. Can you get that?
Yeah.
One of those. Can you get a Rat Fink sticker to slap in the window?
That's weird, man. Nobody does
What?
that.
What are you talking about?
But I do have mud flaps with the silhouette of a sexy lady on them.
The sexiest ladies are on mud flaps, I find.
Yeah.
Internet high five, Greg.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I do not listen to Giant Palm's Drew Scanlon F1 podcast. I should check that out. I do listen to Beyond the Grid, though. If you're an F1 fan, go listen to Beyond the Grid. That's the only podcast, including Player One, that I don't miss.
DJ?
Every week.
DJ?
Yeah.
Did you ask Greg about the giant bomb thing?
No, somebody in the chat did.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Hacker alias L Young.
I thought you were hearing voices.
Nope, just seeing them.
Also, isn't Drew not with Giant Bomb anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that the No Clip guy does an F1 podcast as well.
The No Clip guy.
Right now. What's his name? Dyer?
Clippy.
What?
What's his
Danny
name?
O'Dwyer.
Danny O'Dwyer, that's it. And then there's the last game that's on my list is a game that I think all three of us have played this week, which is Picross Lord of the Nazarick.
Yes.
Well,
First
of all, you got to say it correctly.
I thought I did.
Picross Lord of the Nazarick.
That's not how you say it at all.
That's exactly how you say it, because it's got to sound like spooky, and
like spooky,
like spooky,
like
it's got to sound spooky. Scoob. There you go. So, tell me more about this Picross game.
It's just Picross.
Oh, okay, but it's got a bunch of anime scenes to skip.
I don't feel. Yeah, that's true. Pretty much. It's like I've seen a few of them now, and I'm like, I couldn't tell you what's happening with all this anime nonsense.
Actually, I was looking for a button to skip those, and they do have a button to hide the text box.
Oh, well, yeah, so you can admire
enjoy
the
art.
Yeah,
but not to skip the dialogue. Sure.
It's kind of it's got the that and Bloodstained have kind of the same play mechanic in that they both have a bunch of anime crap I want to skip.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But what do you think?
It's an excuse to play more Picross.
Yeah,
that's really all it is. I mean, it's the same reason why I bought that weird anime girl animal hybrid thing last year that I can't ever remember the name of.
Friends.
What is it called?
Kimono Friends?
Kimono Friends, that's it.
Friends?
Yes.
Something like that, because I had to look it up for the show notes last week.
And played through every single puzzle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is, it's nice to have, it's nice to have different colors in the background. It's nice to have different music.
Sure.
I do like the way that they set it up, because in this one now, instead of just presenting you with here's 10 screens with 16 puzzles each or 15 puzzles each on it or whatever, right? And, just burn through them all. And then here's the Mega Picross that everybody hates. And then and by everybody, I mean everyone on this show.
Yeah,
and here's
nobody likes Mega.
No.
Every time though they do a trailer for the new game. I don't know if you watched the video trailer for this. They make a point about telling you about Mega Picross. Somebody must like it.
I'm just glad that
I think they like it.
Yeah,
or maybe they like it.
I'm just glad that they don't have unique puzzles for Mega Picross.
That's what I was going to say. And I couldn't remember if in the S series that they did that or not. But the way that this is set up is that when you go into a character memory,
right,
you have a series of Picross, you have a series of color Picross, which I love, by the way. The more I play color Picross, the more I really like it. Phil doesn't, you can tell from the look on his face.
Color Picross is perfectly adequate.
And I do like that there's different interface options now for color across.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then they have a clip. Was it clip across as well?
Clip across.
Clip across. But then I noticed that I saw you have like the little menu at the top of the screen, and then dangling down underneath the cross is the like mega across option.
Yep.
But when I flipped there and saw, oh wait, they're all the exact same puzzles.
Yes.
It's like absolutely. I am so happy about this.
The Picross S is like that as well.
Is it as well? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know because I've never looked at Mega Picross on any of those.
They reuse it's just the standard Picross. They run it through whatever filter they have to convert all the standard Picross puzzles into Mega Picross puzzles. And
okay.
Yeah. So we're not missing out on anything by not playing Mega Picross.
Well, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything anyway. But no, I'm happy that they aren't. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I agree. It's like I would rather know that I'm not missing out on any puzzles.
Yes.
Not that I even give a damn what they look like at the end. I don't even, especially when you get into these license things.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right.
I'm completing the puzzle. I have no idea what it is. It's the face of some character I don't know the name of and won't know the name of.
But it's this character's brooch, and you can see on this piece of art she's wearing it. It's great.
Oh, of course. I knew I was making the amulet of Baruzek the whole time. I could tell.
But I don't care. I just it's the experience. It's the road.
It contains the soul of the villain's grandmother. Probably. I don't know.
Likely.
I don't know. It's an
Probably
anime.
The villain's girlfriend's grandmother.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I mean, it's hey, it's what is it? 500 puzzles?
Something like that.
Yes.
I'll be playing this to the end of the year.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And enjoying every second of it.
I did go through the Skeletor.
Yep. Let's call him that.
Mr. Bones, the main dude.
Mr. Bones. I like that more.
who's the big Grim Reaper looking fellow. I did go through all of his puzzles, so
I've not finished the clip across of his.
Really?
That's where I am right now.
Okay, yeah. I went through. I kind of steamrolled through those the other day. So
that's the biggest problem with these games for me is that I will not use my Switch for anything else now.
Right.
I'll pick this up and play another Picross level. And if there's like 500 of them, oh boy.
Yep. Watch out though. You got to log into that Bethesda account first.
But only once.
Yeah, just the once.
Yeah, just the one time.
Not DRM.
No.
That's all I've been playing.
All right, Phil.
Yeah?
What do you got for us?
Well, I was very excited this week. I picked up Picross, Lord of the Nazarick.
Yeah.
I played some of that.
We just heard about that, yes.
I know. We were just talking about that. Yeah. And you know what else we were talking about a bit ago? The Dooms.
The Dooms. Yeah.
Dooms. Classic Dooms.
Played it.
Any excuse to replay Doom.
Did you throw all your wads on there?
I mean, I tend to do that just about everywhere. I get very excited about Doom.
How many Doom wads do you have?
Well, let me see. Hold on. Let me just count the socks. One.
Oh, gross!
Wow,
that's pile.
Gross.
That was not what I was.
That is inappropriate.
What?
That is not what I meant.
I store my floppy disks containing my Doom wads in socks to protect them from dust.
Oh, clearly.
I don't think socks work that way.
Well, yeah, that keeps the dust off.
I don't think it does.
I bought these off Etsy, and it was very clear that they are floppy disk protecting. Do you know back in the day?
Yeah.
Back in the day, me and one of my friends made a dirty Doom wad.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you about that.
And a million other kids.
Oh yeah, of course.
What made it dirty, Phil? Did it have the word poop on the walls?
No, it didn't. Instead of a chainsaw, it was a wiener.
Are you serious?
I am absolutely serious. I'm absolutely serious. We thought it was hilarious. You were smacking cacodemons with a wiener.
Cocodemons.
Oh, that's good though.
It's good to see though that your maturity level has not changed since those days.
Yeah, if you told us you created this last week, it would have been just as believable.
I mean, 25 years on,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think
More
that
believable, even.
I like to think I would have been a little more subtle with it
No,
these days. You
we
know?
don't.
No,
You know? Ah,
unlikely.
yeah. No, I love Doom. I love Doom 2. Any
Yeah.
excuse
Oh, it's so
to
great.
play those wonderful, wonderful games again, I am jumping at it. So
Mm.
I picked those up without hesitation.
Fire them
And
up.
for
Fire it
only
up on my
$5.
32X once in a while.
$5 is worth it. I realized that
Mhm.
so I don't think I ever really played a whole lot of the original Doom because it wasn't until Doom 2 that it came out on the Mac where I played it a whole bunch.
Jesus Christ.
On the Mac. My
On the
goodness.
Mac, yeah.
See, I mean, I
Alright.
didn't even have a PC or a computer of any kind when that came out. And I found ways to play Doom. Like I went to
Yeah.
friends'
Yeah.
places or played them at the school computer lab when that was a thing. Is that still
Yep.
a thing?
Computer labs at schools?
Computer
Yeah.
labs, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know because
You
my
know,
kids are all in elementary and they have like iPad carts that go around.
Yeah, that's
Good.
also true. The
That's
school
true.
the school I taught at though had a computer lab.
Did it? Okay.
Oh yeah,
Was
yeah.
it filled with a bunch of Apple IIs?
No. Remember, I taught at a swanky little private school, so it was filled with like top notch.
I'd be more
PCs.
impressed if it was filled with a bunch of Apple IIs.
Well, you know,
Oh yeah.
kids gonna learn about the Oregon Trail somewhere.
Amen, brother.
True. Yeah.
And, you know, they're doing like the hour of code or stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
they do like all this like coding, STEM stuff. You know, they're wanting to teach kids skills that can be used in this modern world. So,
Like
but
making Doom wads.
Maybe go
making
plant
Doom wads.
go plant a tree and stop using plastic.
Oh man, ouch! Suddenly very poignant from Greg. My goodness, jeez, way to bring this show to a standstill.
Just like that first boss in Bloodstained.
Oh,
Boom.
That's
Callback.
Yeah. See, yep. That's what we call a callback. Except when you call it a callback, it ruins it. So thanks.
Boom. Callback to the callback.
call it a callback. So I've been playing Doom.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a fun video game. Although I have found now in my advanced age that I cannot play it as long as I did back in my youth because
Well,
of
you
course
know, that applies to a lot of things, my friend.
Mhm.
Wow, there you go. I get
Watch
the
that
motion.
heart.
Let me direct
I
you
get
to
the-
this pile of socks down here.
I get the motion sickness from Doom and Doom 2.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's because of the walking animation.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the game really has no options to turn that stuff off. So
Yeah, because it's from
stuck
like
with it.
1990,
It's
whatever.
from '93. Right, exactly.
Because back then
Uh,
they didn't want cowards playing their
I was
game.
gonna say
that's
we
a
didn't
good
have
point.
to.
That's
We
a good
didn't have to accommodate babies like you.
point. You're right. You're right,
Yep.
though.
You just
I
bring a bucket
am,
with you and throw up and keep going.
I am very much looking forward to playing some local deathmatch with y'all at PAX, where the ending of the game will be me just throwing up all over the place.
Does this mean I need to buy this before I come to PAX?
Yes.
Yeah.
But what I can't play it on the I can't play a murder simulator on the plane.
Sure you can.
If
That's
you're
the
gonna
only place I play those.
CJ,
Yeah.
if you're gonna throw up at PAX, be sure you do so on the big pile of communal beanbags.
That's
Nobody
right.
will even notice it.
Yeah. No one will notice it.
If you're gonna spew,
You
do that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ah.
Can we have a Wayne's World watch party while we're at PAX? Can we do
We
that?
should.
That
We
should be our
should.
meetup. Let's do a Wayne's World watch party.
That'd be
Well,
good. That'd be
That
good.
was the panel that CJ proposed.
And they didn't say yes.
Yeah.
Player one watches Wayne's World. It's just
Oh man,
through.
I would attend that. Not only because I had
that.
to, but I would want to.
The audience remains quiet while the Player One podcast guys talk amongst themselves while watching Wayne's World.
It's like our shows at Scoop Fest.
I thought we did pretty good with those. What are you talking
Okay.
about?
I keep
well,
thinking that.
Those were
Pretty
fun.
well. Pretty
Pretty
well.
We did have. I mean, we did have Paul up there, so you know.
Yeah.
We did.
But that part was good.
Yeah.
And we talked about the food coloring and how it colors your poop.
We did.
And who is not entertained by that? I ask you. Yeah. Anyway,
are you done, CJ?
Phil, is that all?
Talk.
Yeah, I'm done.
That's really all I played this week was Doom and Picross, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Lately.
Well, I pretty much we've talked about everything that I played except for Dragon Quest Builders. Played a little bit more of that, and that's a fun video game, as I mentioned last week.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to line up to poop and all that stuff. But yeah, I played the Picross. It's an enjoyable little game.
Let me just say,
enjoyable Picross game, enjoyable puzzle game.
Doom 2, the super shotgun is still one of the most satisfying weapons in a video game to use.
Yeah.
Something about the sound effect.
I agree with that.
The little reload animation.
I think it's the sound effect more than anything
sound
else.
Effect and the reload animation.
But being able to take out enemies that are standing behind each other too.
Yeah.
Good.
Super shotgun.
Good.
It's really great.
Yeah, Doom 2 came out for Mac. Like
in
around
2003.
like 94, 95.
Yeah.
Like that. It was late.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had that, and then Duke Nukem had also come out on the Mac by that point.
Duke Nukem 3D, not PC anymore, obviously. Well, it never was PC, but not, a lot of problems with that. Still a great friggin' game.
Yeah. You could play against folks who had the PC version too.
Oh,
so that was a lot of fun.
Crossplay
online. Crossplay, yeah, crossplay, and
except on Sony Vaio laptops.
It even worked across the local area network crossplay, and did a bunch of that. In college, it was fun, a lot of fun.
Did you drag your Mac to somebody else's place to have a LAN party?
Didn't even have to.
I've never done that.
You never dragged?
I've never done that either.
Never dragged any kind of computer to somebody else's place.
Nah,
to do
Did you drag your original Xbox over to Craig Kuyava's place to play Halo?
Wasn't that during a Super Bowl party? Didn't we do that during a Super Bowl? I remember that.
It was a Super Bowl party, yeah. And
let's have a Super Bowl party. Like, okay, everyone bring your Xbox.
Yeah, we're gonna play Halo throughout this whole thing.
What a bunch of nerds.
But that was fun. It was so fun. We played 16-player Halo. It was great.
Yep, love it.
All right. Anyway, so I think that means we are at tweets.
Okay, hold on.
Me. It's almost like Michael Jackson singing it from the grave.
There we go.
Let's do this one from hacker alias Uno Il Nino, who says, do any of you ever think about taking a year off from new games entirely and playing only backlog titles? I have to say, I think about it a lot these days, but there are a half dozen or so games between now and Q2 2020 holding me back.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of started to go down that route a little bit this year, but I don't know that taking a year off of all new releases would be. I mean, I always want to play the new F1. There's a new Zelda coming out at the end of the year. Like, there's a new Luigi's Mansion. I'm not passing up those games. And
Animal Crossing coming out next year.
And also, I mean, new indie games. There's a lot of great indie games, and the nice thing about those is they don't break the bank. So, I don't think I would ever actually take a full year off. I could.
Yeah,
plenty to play, but there's too much good stuff coming out, man.
Yeah. There are too many good games to play.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it goes to how I play games now, which is basically play a new thing until the next new thing comes out that I want to try, and just hop from game to game. I'm much more of a snacking type gamer now. Yeah. And then I also am playing a couple of games that are quote unquote live services that, if I take a break from those or take a break from those updates, then that would be sad. I'd miss things.
Yeah.
I'm like 2 weeks away from Sea of Thieves, and I'm like getting the shakes. So.
Jesus.
I think it's funny, and I can't remember the actual article, but I think it was Mike Phillips who put it on Twitter. There was a Kotaku article, I think this week or last, that was all about the unsustainability of the current business model, video games business model, and it focused a lot on microtransactions and loot boxes, and it was an interesting article that I agreed with some points on, but it's sort of started a conversation between a lot of us on Twitter, and I was one of the people who said this immediately. It's like I generally stay away from most games like that. Like I only ever really play games that are either single player or have a large single player component. And there's still way more games coming out this year that I can play. Like, and I think that's the reason I'm bringing that up as part of this question is the video game industry, the offerings out there are better than they've ever been.
Absolutely.
And they do service pretty much any kind of gamer really well. So, I could never ever give up for a year too much.
And you could easily have, a service game that you play plus a bunch of indies or plus games that you download off of Game Pass or whatever. Like, I think that's totally a viable way to play. And many years ago, I forgot about my backlog because it's too big. Like, I'm never going to go back to some of those games, right? So you just kind of cut your losses and play what you want to play. And whether that's a new game or an old game, it's your decision. But personally, I like staying on top of the new releases.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think, Phil? Could you take a break?
No.
Never.
Too much. You know what I have? I have FOMO. I suffer
missing out
from FOMO.
Yeah.
No. Fungus over my ovaries.
Oh,
is what that stands for.
Well, then.
And that prevents me from taking a year off of games.
Sure. Hacker Alias the Defective Ram says, would a Picross title be a great addition to Nintendo's mobile game library?
You know what? I find playing Picross with touchscreen controls not fun.
I don't like it.
Really?
Nope. I don't.
Oh, okay.
No,
I do not like it. And also anything that you have to zoom the screen, I hate it.
Oh yeah. Interesting. I mean, I would say like Picross as a puzzle game, I think doesn't work as well on mobile because, of course, it would have to be free to play and you'd have to have some kind of microtransaction thing that you'd purchase. What would that be? Would it be, purchasing more stages? That doesn't. Most mobile games don't do that, and it's partly because people don't buy them.
Now, that said,
would you do retries or lives or?
Well, you know what?
Energy mechanic, or I don't know.
I don't know if you might be aware of this, CJ. You are familiar with the mobile gaming space.
I am.
Konami.
Yeah, but they gave that away for free, and there's no microtransactions in it, right?
Yeah.
They use it mainly as
look where Konami is now.
They mainly use it as like a cross promotional tool for their other games that do have microtransactions in them.
Well, there you go. There you go.
But I don't think that would be something that Nintendo would do.
Well,
mobile strategy.
I'm just saying.
Doesn't seem like a thing they would do.
I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Because Konami did it? Are you saying that all of Konami's business practices should be copied by Nintendo? Is that what you're saying, Phil?
No, I'm saying that it's possible because
Konami did it.
Here is an instance where it has happened.
Yeah, but it's not a money-making venture for them necessarily. But
no, it's an advertisement.
Well, yeah.
An advertisement for their other games. But again, it has happened, therefore it is possible.
Okay.
Right.
That's just math.
But who tweeted this in?
The Defective Ram.
The Defective Ram, my dear friend, if you are looking for mobile Picross, if you are, and you may already know about this, Konami put out, I think they call it Pixel Puzzle Collection.
Yep.
And I say I think they call it that when I'm actually looking at the title screen right here. So
right.
I was just trying to sound folksy about it. But it's actually just called Pixel Puzzle Collection.
I see the title screen there.
It's right there. I have it on my internet pad right here. And it
I
has
see my face on that pad too.
well, that's because I have your image as the background of my
well, that's weird.
So enraptured by your boyish good looks am I, Christopher.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
But yeah, it has a bunch of Picross puzzles that are they're all sprites from Konami games. So it's like, oh look, I just Picrossed the Vic Viper, or a Simon Belmont, or a Gunbury.
You said that weird.
Well, yeah, you don't say it like that.
Yes.
Which one?
A Simon Belmont.
A Gradius. Not a
There
Gradius.
you go. That's how you say it.
Gradius.
Gradius.
Or a Simon Belmont.
No, so you did it again.
Or a Ganbare Goemon.
Oh, there you go.
You know, you never know what you're going to get. You never know what sort of crazy puzzles you're going to find in the Konami picture puzzle pixel.
It's like a box of chocolates.
It is not.
Okay, then.
It's kind of like Sudoku. Is what it's kind of. It's not like Sudoku at all. My goodness.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias.
Yes.
It's a weird bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hacker Alias Earthbound G-Man, who says, what game do you personally enjoy sharing with others and seeing them experience for the first time?
That Doom wad I made.
Ticket to Ride.
That one Doom wad. Do a search on the internet for Phil Theobald Doom wad reactions.
That's great.
There you go. Mouth wide open, hands on the side of the face. Big red circle with an arrow pointing to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. What game?
Guitaru Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
Guitaru Man.
Ooh, Guitaru.
How about this? Anything VR.
Anything VR.
Yeah.
That's fun.
VR.
Yeah, I've enjoyed playing Sea of Thieves with people for the first time.
Because you like losing friends?
No surprise there. No surprise
Yeah.
there. No,
how does that work?
no,
Do they just sit there and watch you play for 2 hours? Like,
no, even though I've just played.
No.
Even though after playing with them, I never hear from them again. It doesn't mean anything.
CJ here, my YouTube channel. This is the Sea of Thieves challenge. I got my friend here. He's gonna
challenge. Shut up.
He's gonna watch me play Sea of Thieves. We're gonna see how long he can stay awake. Okay, let's go. We're at the title. Oh,
we lost him. Damn.
There you go.
I watched a whole bunch because they did a Twitch Rivals event with Sea of Thieves last week. I watched a whole bunch of streaming of that.
Yeah,
it was fun. Anyway, I still can't play it, but I like watching it.
I'm old. What is Twitch Rivals?
So Twitch Rivals, they took a bunch of streamers and pitted them against each other in the competitive mode of Sea of Thieves, the arena. And at the end, the various teams can actually win money.
Oh, wow.
Playing.
It's a profit gig.
So yeah, like one of the teams won like $11K for winning.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
Person in the team. Anyway, all right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mark's Remark, who says, "Have you ever tag teamed?"
First of all, it's pronounced Marky Mark.
Yeah.
And second of all, he wants you to help him make his video.
I thought he was trying. He needed help finding his Funky Bunch.
Now he needs your help fighting the Decepticons with Optimus Prime.
You lost me.
That's not the question. That's not the question here at all.
Marky Mark stars in a couple of those terrible Transformers movies. You see?
Oh, see, there's why I didn't know.
Yeah.
So. Well, Hacker Alias Mark's Remark says, "Have you ever tag teamed a single player game? I did this with my older with Metal Gear Solid.
We were so drunk.
locked ourselves away over the Christmas break, and I played the general levels while he handled the bosses.
This is how I used to play RPGs back
Oh, yeah?
when on Super Nintendo, especially when we were renting them. My buddy Dave and I, we go rent games on like Friday night and then play them all weekend, and we play through them together. Like that's how I finished Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Fantasy Star 3. I think is how we played through that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think I
don't do
did
it so much
something
anymore.
similar with Link to the Past. Actually, my brother and I played that game. Tag team.
I would. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't think I maybe back in the NES days, like me and one of my friends may have just like, you know, handed the controller back and forth, like, oh, I'll play the first one, you play the next one, but
that's what I mean, or like play until you die and then hand over the controller.
I never did like
a lot.
Oh, I you know, we're gonna attempt to complete this game together.
Oh, really? Like the first time, I remember the first time we beat Mega Man, that's how we played as well.
Oh, really?
And then it would eventually evolve into like not just trading off lives, but realizing that like, okay, you're really good at this section.
Oh, right.
So like you're gonna handle this section, like that sort of thing. You're really great at this boss. So we did another buddy of mine and I did that with Metroid as well. The first Metroid. Okay. So yeah. It's a good time. I want to get to the point where, and I haven't, and I think it's mostly because of the way games are nowadays. That, of course, if we're playing a game, they'd rather play simultaneously or co-op or something.
Right.
But I'd love to play through games that way with my kids.
Yeah,
I think that would be amazing. But I don't really foresee it happening.
Somewhat tangentially related to that, what I did do a lot back in the day was play through graphic adventure games like the LucasArts games or the Sierra game.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't so much like me and my friends sitting in the room together, because I mean those games were, you know, it was all about puzzle solving and figuring out, you know, kind of inventory management and what items work with what items. But we would each have the game, we would be playing it at home, and you know, we would, after school, you go home, you start playing the game, you make some progress, you come back to school the next day, you compare notes. You know, here are the rooms I got to, here are the items I figured out. Oh, I was stuck on this puzzle. Oh, I figured that one out. Here's what you have to do. So we were, you know, not playing it together, but we were playing it at the same time and sharing our hints and progress.
Back when GameFAQs was the playground before and after the bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
I certainly got through like Day of the Tentacle that way, or Shadowgate. You know, not obviously not a Lucas or a Sierra game, but you know, the Mac Venture game. I was playing the NES.
Is that how you played Shadowgate, or you played the NES version?
I played the NES version of Shadowgate.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, that was my NES Shadowgate was my introduction into the Mac Venture series. So,
all right,
there you go. Is that good enough for you, CJ?
That's good. Yes.
Thank you.
Hacker alias Space Kappa says, which 4 characters go on the video game Mount Rushmore?
Pac-Man, Mario, Sonic.
Bonk.
Not
Master
Bonk.
Chief.
Jesus. You made a better case for Master Chief than Bonk.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Pac-Man, Mario, and Sonic are, I think, are probably your gimmies.
Yeah.
Ryu or Ken.
You think so?
Yeah, they're pretty influential.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
they're boring characters, but influential game.
Hubert.
Peter
Packrat.
I think what we're saying is the fourth face is kind of up for the lobbyists to pay the highest dollar for it.
Pong. Clearly Pong, the paddle.
Oh, yeah.
Nolan Bushnell.
Oh, perfect. Peter Molyneux.
No.
Ralph Baer.
Ralph Baer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about instead of video game characters? Yeah, for actual video game creators, Ralph Baer and Nolan Bushnell are the two obvious ones.
Definite.
Miyamoto. And
see, again, the fourth one gets difficult, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, part of me wants to say Gunpei Yokoi, but I don't want to be like, because I mean, he did a lot, but then you're kind of putting two Nintendo people up there.
Well, I mean, I don't know though. You trace back you trace back the industry though.
Yeah,
Yokoi is right up there.
well, absolutely.
They're all playing games based on a lot of the work he did.
That is very, very true.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Mark Cerny. Knack. There we go. Done. No, Marble Madness. Marble Madness was done by Mark Cerny.
But Marble Madness. So Pac-Man, Mario, Sonic, and Marble Madness.
That's right. That was a great game.
A Space Invader. There you go.
Oh, Space Invader.
Space Invader, Pac-Man, Mario, and Sonic.
That's not bad.
That's a good one. I like that.
That is not bad.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias I Finally Watched, who says, do you have time limits for gaming for your kids or for yourselves? And for yourselves.
I want people to think I do.
I don't put a time limit on myself. No.
The time limit for the kid is until you want to deal with them again.
You know what? And yeah, anyone who's actually a parent, you've done that. You've done that. Come on.
Sure.
It's like do you remember when you were pregnant with your wife was pregnant with your first kid and you were going to be a perfect parent, but how they're not going to spend too much time watching television and they won't spend too much time playing video games. Oh well, we were perfect until they were born.
Yeah, until they actually showed up.
Yeah. Since we're in the middle of moving and our stuff hasn't arrived yet, it's been harder to say no to screen time because that's like, what else is there really to do? But I mean, we've gotten her crayons and drawing stuff and all these other things that she can do, like building Legos and whatnot. And we've made a deal with her.
Building Lego bricks.
Building Lego brand bricks. Fine.
Lego. You don't say Legos. Jeez.
But so we have this deal with her that she can get an hour of screen time, then has to go an hour off and do something else, and also not complain about not having screen time.
Oh,
and then
that's right. Kill the First Amendment, CJ. She's not allowed to voice her discontent at all.
She can earn another hour of screen time if she gets through that. So, yeah.
During the school year, it's easier, I find, to limit things. And for a lot of it, I mean, any of the screens that I don't control is easily, like, they all have sort of the parent settings on them. It's like this only works for an hour, and then it's shut down for the day, and that sort of thing. In the summer, it's a little more loose, and I find for me, it's my youngest is just a little younger than you. Your kids are both what, 7 or 8?
7.
Yeah, my youngest is 7 as well. And I find with her, she's the most difficult one in the summer because she will migrate from screen to screen to screen. Like if she has, like, she watches YouTube on the Switch, and then once I take that away, she will find a way to get to a television. And like, for the older two, it's like my son's really into a lot of different sports, so he goes outside all the time, and my oldest is always like camping and stuff with her friends. So But the youngest one, I find it difficult in the summertime. And CJ, I can't even imagine what it's like for you being in a place where none of her stuff is there.
None of her stuff's there, right? But I also we use a program called Kids Locks that manages her iPad time. So, and you can set limits and grant more time, etc. And then on her Switch, we have the parental controls app set up. So, doing it through that. Yeah.
Well, all right.
All right. Do you limit Finn's time there?
Who?
Phil? Did you forget already?
Does your wife limit Finn's time?
That guy.
That guy. You know. To break in here with a breaking news bit here. The Fortnite World Championships were this weekend, or the World Cup. Sorry.
Yeah.
And a 16-year-old won the $3 million prize.
Well, that kid's life is ruined. I mean, the reality of the situation, right? That kid's life is probably ruined now.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, well.
There you go. But do you put any limits there?
Who needs college? I have $3 million.
There you go.
I mean, yes, but I mean,
Within reason.
We don't. Finn, he tends to kind of, he'll play a game for a while and he'll get bored with it and then go off and start playing with his toys or drawing or writing a story, or his friends will come over and want to go outside and play. So
Fortnite.
Yeah. To go outside and play Fortnite.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
I mean, I don't know if you heard some kids got $3 million.
Yeah.
Nerf brand Fortnite accessories.
No. That's not going to help you win $3 million.
No. Oh.
No. So yeah, I mean, we don't really have any hard and fast rules just because we haven't really had a need to force any at this point.
I just find, and I don't know if this is the same with you guys, but like if Charlotte watches a bunch of Minecraft on YouTube or spends like an entire like couple hour block watching something, she'll be very cranky when it's time to turn it off.
That's normal. But I mean, when
but it's easier when it's like shorter blocks to sort of wean her away from.
I gotta say, I'm glad Finn just is not into YouTube. He has been.
That's good.
He's
that
been
is very good.
Scared away from YouTube.
I'll tell you, man. When for a while there, Izzy was getting into the vlogger style YouTube, like the families and
right.
And as soon as when I started seeing that, I shut that down
about those
pretty
people
fast.
Are terrible.
Yeah, they're generally not great people, and I have a real ethical issue with people doing entire YouTube shows that star their children.
Yeah, there was a time, maybe about a year or so ago, where Finn, I guess it's on Hulu or something, because we have Hulu, and he'll watch, because Hulu has like the Disney shows, they got like Gravity Falls and stuff like that, and all these shows that he really likes. So he'll watch Hulu a lot, and usually he'll stick to the shows that he's familiar with. But every now and again he'll be like, and we have it set to, his account is, the kids version. So, he's just seeing the kids shows. But there was one of those shows, and I guess it was a YouTube thing, and I guess Hulu picked it up, where it was like, here's a kid, who's about Finn's age, and he, opens up blind bag toys and stuff like that. Maybe.
Is that the kid who also has his own brand of toys and video game?
Yeah, actually, though, that kid in EvanTube is actually more like my older kid's age.
Oh, really? This kid that I'm talking about actually has a line of toys. Like if you go to Target, there's a whole section of like crappy blind bag toys with this kid's face plastered all over it. And he was starting to get into that. And like you were saying, Greg, it's just kind of weird and
bad.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of talk him out of watching that. And thankfully it took, but
there's this one show that Izzy was into for a while, and I forget the name of it as well, but it's like a couple, I think they were on a reality show together, or at least the guy was on a reality show at one point. And he married this woman who had a daughter from, I don't know if it's a previous marriage or whatever, but a different father. Right. And she's tiny. She's like 6 or 7 or something, maybe 5.
Yeah.
And they just do these endless vlog style shows.
Yeah.
And Izzy was getting really into them at when I discovered she was getting really into them, I had to shut it down. And there was one that I was watching in particular where they went to like a water park or something, and the little girl fell and got hurt. And the entire episode was them shoving a camera in her face while she was crying. And I'm like, what are you doing?
No.
What are you doing?
No.
Go parent for a while instead. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So anyway, luckily she shifted away from stuff like that. Like when I look at her, because I check their histories and everything, and she is like super into like crafting videos right now. It's like, here's this lady's making doll clothes and she's weaving bracelets, and
Right.
it's like, and then she goes and she does it herself, and it's like, okay, if that's how you're going to spend your media time, I'm all for it. Like, please, and like my oldest is into this scuba diving show where he goes and he just finds things in different rivers and lakes and stuff, and my son is all about wildlife. So it's like, okay, if that's how you're going to use YouTube, I'm totally cool.
And you might remember this. There was a couple years ago, I did a couple videos with Finn where we were playing with toys.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And
they didn't take off, I assume. So that's why you stopped.
So that's why we stopped. Yeah. Because I was like, why isn't my kid on crap at Target?
Every time you go to that aisle, do you turn to him and like,
yeah, this could have been you.
Could have been you.
I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to go to work tomorrow because
of you.
Yeah. No, because when we did it, it was just because it was like Finn, because Finn loved like showing off for the camera. Because we would take pictures.
Because growing up to be a YouTuber is a dream now, and is something that they play at now. My daughter does that.
When I was teaching, the number of kids in my class who were like, "Yeah, I'm going to be a YouTuber. That's what I want to be when I grow up." And I'm just like, "Oh, geez, dude, come on."
Yeah.
But I was like, Finn loves performing. He loves showing off to the camera. He loves being silly. And I was like,
where he gets that from.
I probably his mother.
Probably.
And I was just like, this might be fun. It'd be a little, fun thing for us to do as a father and son. It'd be kind of cute to share with my friends. And so we did a few episodes, and it was fun, and it was really cute, and it was funny, and we both had a good time doing it. But very quickly, I could see him starting to kind of getting greedy about it. It turned into we got to go buy me a bunch of toys this week, Daddy, so we can do the show. And I'm just like, oh, dude, that's not no, we're not doing. He was like,
oh, that works.
Or like we
have to send emails to PR people and get those for free.
Yeah, you don't pay for that stuff, you amateur.
I know. But I could tell even after a couple weeks of doing it, he was starting to his personality was changing a little bit, and he was becoming a little more, a little greedier, a little more
I think it's ironic to even talk about this, considering that we're a show about video games.
Right.
But the constant blind bag opening videos and things like that, man, just the materialism that it leads to.
Well, and that's kind of where it was going. I was like, man, I gotta put an end to this. So we just, and I didn't make a big show of it to him. I was like, well, we're not doing this anymore. It just turned into like, we'll see what happens. And then we just kind of stopped doing it. And he quickly reverted back to normal. And it's like, it was a cute experiment. But the last thing I wanted was, again, to have my kid, my 5-year-old kid's face plastered all over a bunch of shit toys. At Target or Walmart. Now, if they were
not
high
without
quality,
a good lawyer creating the contract, at least.
Well, I mean, if they were high quality toys, if
they made them in the good
not
parts
the kind
of China.
that are made in sweatshops.
If it's like Jack's Pacific or Jazzwares, no, I don't want my kid's face on that. But Hasbro, give me a call. So,
I think that's a good place to end it.
you know what? A good place to end this would have been about 12 years ago.
Wow.
And that too.
Isn't that when we started having you on as a guest host?
Oh man.
Just about.
Can I go back to that?
I keep talking to CJ about it every week.
Guest host.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or a comment about something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
Yeah, I need to start another one of those soon. I keep saying that.
Yep. You'll find Generation 16 episodes as they are put out.
Yeah, I kind of fell down a rabbit hole on the research of this next one. The next game that I'm covering is a pretty simple game, but it's got a lot of history behind it. So I'm actually really excited about doing the episode, but I'm trying to think I've done all the research now. I just need to figure out a good structure for it. So hopefully the script will be banging away at that this week.
Cool. And you will find show notes and links to everything that we talked about this week. within those show notes, you'll find a link to our Discord server where you can chat about video games, maybe discuss Mario Maker 2 things, or the contents of this episode or any episode with us and our other listeners.
Well, real quick, speaking of Mario Maker 2,
Yeah.
Ben has been going nuts on that lately. He has been making levels.
Cool.
Like you wouldn't believe. He's been going crazy with it.
Should find a good multi-channel network to connect to and get some money from those levels.
Oh, hey. Maybe I can make some money off this kid yet.
Yep.
But yeah, he's been I'm actually pretty impressed with it because he just picked it up out of the blue one day and started tinkering with it. And has made some, he's 7.
Sure.
He's not making award-winning levels or anything, but they're solid. They're
Cool.
solid
Cool.
little levels, and he's got some cute ideas, and I'm pretty impressed. And he's uploaded a few. I put out a little call out on my Twitter. If people wanted to go look at them, I put his little user code up there. So
I'll link to that in the show notes too. If you want.
It's super cute. He's having a lot of fun with it. So
Cool.
Talking about screen time, I'm a little less inclined to kick him off.
Oh yeah,
the thing if he's sitting there like creating levels and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
It's creativity.
training for future job prospects there.
There's a world of, just the creativity of it. There's a world of difference between sitting there and passively watching a YouTube video,
Right.
and actually creating. So that's why Minecraft is so great.
Well,
That's
exactly.
right. Yeah.
And again, we as I've discussed on the show plenty of times, when he's not playing Mario Maker 2, he's probably building some crazy thing in Minecraft. So
Yep.
So there you go. Hey, you know what though? If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up the Apple Podcast app. You can also head over to the Apple App Store and invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Player One Podcast iPhone application which gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android, cell phone, telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone applications will be free list device. So that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
Right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're on Stitcher Radio as well. You can like us on Facebook. We are on Spotify. Here's where it gets confusing.
Yeah.
You can, if you go to youtube.com/P1 podcast, you can watch archives of all of our, well, not all of our, but a lot of our old shows since we started doing the
I think
live.
we've been doing YouTube shows for like 300 episodes or something like that. It's kind of crazy.
It's really been that long. My goodness.
I think so, yeah.
There's a lot on the YouTube that you can watch of us if that's
true.
If that's your thing.
Yeah.
We normally broadcast our show live on the YouTube every week, but I guess not next week, CJ.
I don't know.
So
maybe
we like to do our little live broadcast.
We'll figure it out.
We may or may not do it next week because they're shutting down the Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what you can do, friends? Follow our Twitter account. It's @ that is the @ symbol. It looks like a little cursive A inside a little circle kind of thing. @P1 Podcast on the Twitters. And I'm certain, CJ, you will talk to our social media manager who runs that account, right?
Yeah. Talk to myself?
Talk to our social media manager who runs the account, CJ.
I'm talking to myself, yes.
Womp.
We are a very professional organization.
There you go.
That guy who puts out all the funny GIFs.
The on-screen talent is clearly not also running the social media account, CJ.
Oh, right.
We're trying to trick the PAX people into thinking we're a professional outlet, CJ.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The social media manager.
Yeah.
Follow our Twitter account. We will keep you abreast of all the latest developments. of where you can see us producing this show live next week. Hopefully, we'll see. Please look forward to it. We are looking forward to it as well.
Yeah.
And if you'd like what you've heard, and how could you? You can head over to patreon.com/P1podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ needs money.
Some furniture. Oh my God.
Furniture, right?
CJ has been in Washington State for 3 weeks.
Yeah, 2.5.
2.5 weeks. As you can see, he's already hawked all of his furniture to pay for
right.
his new bikini barista habit. And he needs more money for more
bikini barista
espressos. Did you not follow that, Greg?
No.
CJ has been posting on Twitter all the wonderful things that he is discovering.
All the observations I've made about living in Washington.
It's very sweet. It's very observational humor. You know, it's gentle humor. You know, here's a lighthearted look from the eyes of a Washington newbie.
He's adorable.
I'm new in town.
Golly, they have mountains.
I'm new in town.
Gosh almighty. Look at all these salmon.
Gee willikers.
Trees upon trees. Where do these, it's
yeah.
They call it the sky needle. It looks pretty neat. But one of the things he pointed out was that just this area is lousy, especially once you kind of get away from the cities. Once you kind of get out into the boonies a little bit, you see all these little coffee stands, little espresso shops. They look like Greg,
right by the side of the road.
To put it in the frame of reference that us old people might understand, they're like little photo mats. Remember photo mats?
Yep.
Yeah, they're like little photo mats scattered all over
1 hour
photos. They're selling coffee. And
did you see? Sorry, completely unrelated to this. Did you see that meme going around where somebody was asking about what was it? They were watching Stranger Things 3.
Yeah. The red,
and they were in a dark room.
Yeah.
And the question was, what is this process using to enhance the photos? They did this in another season too, and it's like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. Although I did think, the process of developing photos in a black room. It's not. I mean, that's like me getting all pissy and uppity about my son because he doesn't.
I'm not saying being uppity about it. I'm not saying I'm not calling people stupid. I'm saying it made me feel old.
Oh well, absolutely.
That's all I'm getting at.
Absolutely.
I mean, why would anyone born in the last 20 years know what the hell that is?
Exactly it. There's no reason for people to know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, these little coffee stands, sometimes, frequently, I don't know. They're fronts for prostitution.
I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I feel like I should check these out when I come to see them.
I know you love.
I'm sure that you will notice them because how can you not?
Yeah, and they're every place, and usually if there's one just a couple yards down the road.
It's weird.
And again,
who can live at that speed?
Again, they're
that sounds like a lot of work.
And they're known as bikini baristas because because they it was one of those things where it's like, hey, I made a little coffee stand. Hey, if I make the young ladies working here wear skimpy clothes, I get more customers.
Yeah.
Hey, if
an old story.
If I make the young ladies working here, and I say make it, it's not necessarily involuntary. I don't know.
Okay.
But if they stop wearing their tops, I get even more customers. Hey, if they start having sex with the,
I had heard of all that part of it, but not the whole front for prostitution thing.
Yeah. So that's it's a thing.
Okay.
It's a thing up
you
here.
seem to know a lot about it, Phil.
Yeah, really. You seem really well versed in the whole thing.
Seem to be an expert.
Well, local culture.
Sure.
It's funny. I was actually we were driving around yesterday. The wife and I went up to there's a little wine country up here.
There is
in Washington.
This is the longest outro ever.
You're the
This is a
longest
pretty
outro
long
ever.
one. Yeah.
And we actually passed by one of those little coffee stands, and the sign, it said the name of the stand, whatever it was, but then right underneath in big block letters, family friendly. So
Like Hooters.
yeah, they have to let you know. So one of those deals.
That's right.
But yeah, where how did we get off on this tangent?
I
I
don't
never
know.
know.
Those
You
prostitutes.
were talking about the Patreon because I don't have any stuff, and then we talked
Oh
about.
yeah, 'cause you're hooked on coffee.
No, no.
Anyway, send us your money. We like your money.
Yeah, sure. And
Like
you get a free after show thing too.
Well, it's not free.
Free.
You're paying.
It's
Yeah,
$5.
it's not free.
I guess not.
It's-
No. You also need a Bethesda.net account.
Yeah, it's free in the same way as the Bethesda account is not DRM.
But you do pay $5 for it. You do pay $5 for it.
Yeah, if you are a Patreon supporter at the $5 tier, you do get access to a weekly after show bonus fun for kids of all ages. If you like hearing nerds quizzing each other about video games and looking like dinks, have we got the after show for you?
We sure do.
Do we have one this week? Do we have a game this week?
We do, yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, don't bother teasing it or anything.
Yeah.
I won't.
that-
Thank
that
you.
might-
If you want to tune in.
That might convince people to give us money.
I think we're going to do another EGM review game.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Those are always fun.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Boy,
let's
CJ,
finish
we
this up
done?
so we can start it up.
Done?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Jeez.
DJ,
Yeah.
Master of Marketing, thank you.
Hey, no problem there, Phil.
Gregory,
Yo.
you know what? It's going to be nice to see you.
I'm excited.
It
I
is.
can't wait to come out and see you in the Bikini Baristas.
You know what I bet? Here's my friendly wager.
What's that?
I will see Greg before I see CJ.
Clock's ticking.
Nope. I don't
Yeah.
think that's true.
I don't know.
The only reason we didn't hang out this weekend is because you said Dana's parents were in town.
And hey, I also said, hey, you know, come on down and we'll get lunch sometime this week. I know
can
you.
we,
sure.
can we take this? Can we take this offline?
No, this is getting hashed out here and now. Goodbye, everybody.
After the show, I'm going to drive over to your apartment and make sure that you see.
Bye.
I know where you live, Theobald.
He's gonna drive
sounds-
by
That sounds
Throw
more
it.
threatening than
and throw a brick through my window. Here I am.
go rock Phil like a hurricane.
See me now? Do you see me?
Ah.
Yeah.
See you next week, my friends.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.